let's put this down a little bit. There we are. Okay, so today we have the Lazy Sunbathers and by Morrissey. There you go, from Vauxhall and I. And from my count, this is the last song I have to react to from Vauxhall and I. So I said, I remember this was requested. I remember seeing that title, so I thought, why not finish off Vauxhall and I and that album with, Morrissey looking dapper as ever, as I always say, staring into your soul. So let's get into this track, just a 3-minute track. It's a 2014 remaster. I don't know if that makes a difference, but it's the same length as the other one that was just the original. So anyway, let's get into it now. Talk about it after. Let's go. Jaunty sound.
A world war was announced days ago, but they didn't know the lazy sunbathers, the lazy sunbathers. The sun burns through to the planet's core, and it isn't enough, they want more. Nothing appears to be between the ears of the lazy sunbathers, too jaded to question stagnation. The sun burns through to the planet's core, and it isn't enough, they want more. Religions fall, children shall, that's all very well, but would you please keep the noise down low, because you're waking the lazy sunbathers. Oh, the lazy sunbathers, the lazy sunbathers.
Well, all right, so there it is. Morrissey and the Lazy Sunbathers. I have to say, this is just such a nice, obviously easy listen. I love, Morrissey's, slowness, I guess, in his delivery of his lyrics. I mean, obviously the slowliness again of the musicians behind him. You're just gliding along with the song, the melody, and it's just like, so kind of. It's almost, you're rocking on the waves on a beach, like the Lazy Sunbathers, and I mean, I have to say off the top, is there anything else I wanted to say? I don't think so, but so anyway, off the top, I was trying to remember what I wanted to say, with how, they're talking about here, almost like, I guess the Lazy Sunbathers, I guess maybe is like a metaphor for maybe people Morrissey's met in his life. I mean, up to this point in 1994, just, I don't know, people who only kind of care about themselves, people who are just kind of, wrapped up in their own little world, talking about, how, right off the bat, a world war was announced days ago. Now, obviously, that would be, big news to many people. but they didn't know the lazy sunbathers, the lazy sunbathers, and it's just like, well, my goodness, that's how don't you know? The sun burns through the planet's core, and it isn't enough. They want more. So just how how the sun and how the sun with the world keeps getting hotter, the planet keeps getting hotter, but it isn't enough for them. The sun burns through the planet's core, but these people want more sun. They want to be tanned more. This whole thing again of going back to it seems like these people are a little obsessed with themselves maybe. And then you wanted the second verse. Nothing appears to be between the ears of the lazy sunbathers. Too jaded to question stagnation. So again, they're too jaded for basically anything. They're just to question stagnation. They're just happy to be and if you want to just take it at full value, of talking about sitting on a beach, or maybe not even sitting on a beach, but just sitting and sunbathing, being a lazy sunbather. It's just like nothing else matters to them. They're too jaded for anything else. And then again, the chorus comes in. The sun burns through the planet's core, but god dang, it ain't enough for them. They want more. And then how this third verse, how he talks about again more things happening. Religions fall, children shelled. That's all very well, but would you please keep the noise down low because you're waking the lazy sunbathers? I didn't even catch that part. Would you please keep the noise down low? And again, there's still that kind of when he's talking about how he's kind of going at somebody here. I mean, I can't from all the things I'm on here, from song meanings and stuff, and people talking about what they think the song's about, talking about, sun hoggers. Maybe it's a metaphor for a group that Morrissey has met in his life, like I said, and how it talks about, a lot of people who are just, this is appropriate for even these times. People aren't concerned about war or whatever. They're more concerned about, vacation and, going on vacation or whatever, just to forget about everything. So again, it's just like, you don't have the same, some, sunbathers don't worry about other stuff that other sunbathers worry about, that kind of a thing. Some people they're in their own little world, and they try to get away from the problems in the world, which is nice, but, it doesn't happen all of the time. And, how he's just, I know, it's just, I don't know, I just love how he says, the religion's fallen, the children are being shelled, there's a world war, but would you please keep it down? You're waking us up here. We're trying to, sunbathe. And, so yeah, I just like how there's still a little bit of fun to the song. And like I said, how it started off, kind of a jaunty little style. And then, how he talks about World War right off the bat. And it's just like, oh, you never know what you're going to get with a Morrissey track. I mean, my God, I don't know how many Morrissey tracks I've reacted to by now. But, every track is a new one. Well, I mean, obviously it is, but, that's just the whole thing. You don't know what you're going to get, like a box of chocolates, whatever. And, so I really, I really enjoyed it. Again, it made me laugh. Again, I don't know why I didn't catch that third verse, the end of it, but would you please keep it down, because you're waking the lazy sunbathers, and then the refrain to end it off, the lazy sunbathers, the lazy sunbathers. So, I mean, I have to say, I really enjoyed this track. I really enjoyed I guess what the message he was trying to convey here, talking about how it seems like he's talking about people who are kind of just self-absorbed and don't really, care about anything else or whatever. So I am, just one more thing, I am on, like I usually do, go on Passions Just Like Mine, which I always talk about, is a great Morrissey site, just to see, a song Genesis and all this stuff. And how many times, he has performed this live, which he has never performed this live, so that's something. Go to something. I had a burp or something. I had an Impossible Whopper, and that's coming up. Anyway, the song was written around May 1993. It was recorded with producer Steve Lillywhite during, obviously, the Vauxhall and I sessions from June to August 1993. Musicians on the recording were Boz Borer on guitar. I mean, obviously, Alan White on guitar. There he is again. Johnny Bridgewood on bass, and Woody Taylor on drums. And I mean, they all did fantastic, obviously. And I mean, I probably wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, I just love pretty much any musician that Morrissey has had in his band, especially, at this time. And how, again, how, soothing and slow that they were under him, that which complemented his kind of slowness in his voice and his delivery. And it all just worked out and really conveyed the whole the whole picture of these lazy sunbathers. So anyway, and I'm just picturing, just having like a big wall up, and you have these people sunbathing, and on the other side, there's World War a world war going on. There's children being shelled. I would think, being shot, whatever. All, just devastation, and just, religion's falling, everything's going nuts. And then how on the other side of the wall is just these people sitting in chairs and just in the sun. It's just like, I don't know, I just love the visual. It's a crazy visual, but it's, wild. But that's what comes to mind. So anyway, I guess that's all I gotta say. If you want to comment down below what you think, the song's going on about, or what, whatever you want, that's appreciated. I like all comments, especially, if they're nice and stuff and not calling me an idiot or something. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. Another Morrissey Friday in the books. Hopefully you guys are having a great Friday. And again, I love that, people comment saying, they love the Morrissey Fridays and all this stuff. And it's just very, I'm very appreciative.